Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Do you feel like a free people right now? I mean, I know I don't. You got a governor coming out into the stroke of a pen saying some of you are essential, non-essential. Are you okay with that? Are you okay at a stroke of a pen that he picks winners and losers? Are you okay that he picks life and death? You know, of all the businesses he said were essential, one of them was abortion. Can you believe that? The same governor told us all hands on deck, you can't have elective surgery here, so your back surgery, hip surgery, treatment for cancer, treatment on eye injuries will have to be postponed until this crisis passes because we can't have anyone exposed to the virus. But he's going to allow the murder of little babies, and that's okay. The only thing the governor and his secretary got right was predicting that the hardest hit potentially would be the elderly. Then why in the name of heaven did that secretary, with the approval and consent of the governor, issue orders on 18 March to allow COVID-positive patients to return to these facilities, unleash the plague? 2/3 of our deaths and cases are as a result of this mismanagement, this medical malpractice, malfeasance. I cannot believe it. Levine needs to go. I'm tired of it. And what even makes things worse for me is people so blind with partisan hatred, they can't even see this, and they think they're going to defend this Secretary of Health as probably the most incompetent in the history of not only Pennsylvania, but the United States of America. So although the governor thinks we'll forget and we'll be overtaken by events, or we'll eat the crumbs that he throws at our feet here, yes, you shall now go to yellow phase, which we're still in bondage. Is yellow phase normal? Where does he get the right and the power to dictate to us how to live our lives? I want this governor off my back and out of my wallets. How about you? He needs to go. The green phase is a ruse as well. That's not freedom. Oh, a new normal? That's Orwellian speak, 1984. I reject this language of conditioning us. A new normal. Are you going to accept a new normal? No. I don't know who he thinks he is. In almost 300 years of this history of this state, going back to the founding in 1681, that we're Pennsylvanians, we're not going to go back to life as usual. Of course we will. We've survived right here in the back country, the Indian Wars, several of them, the Revolution, the American Civil War with 70,000 Johnny Rebs running around this part of the state here, and we went back to normal. Even with the burning of Chambersburg in 1864, we got back on our feet here. Does he think we're incapable and stupid? He does. He thinks you're too dumb to figure out how to safely open up your businesses. He thinks you're too dumb to run your family, to live your lives. He thinks you can't handle how to take care of yourself. Are you okay with that? Yeah. I know I ain't. I don't think he has any business how to tell me how to run my life, especially since I can't find him. I was knocking on his door again the other day. Where is Wolf? I can't find him. You know, it was kind of fun and cute the first couple weeks that I'd go with my live stream, and many of you saw that, and I'm banging on a door. That one week, a security guard stuck his head, oh, it's Senator Mastriano again. I'm like at the governor's office more than he is. It's like, what is going on here? And then as Senator Phillips Hill rightly said, he calls us cowards and traitors for not doing his bidding, not agreeing with him. But where is he? He's abandoned his post in the military. Let me see my veterans' hands here. I love you guys. Thank you for your service. What happens to a military member if they abandon their post in a crisis? Court-martial offense. This governor who calls us traitors and cowards is missing in action. He's absent without leave and should be brought up on charges from a military standpoint. I don't know where he is. We even heard something interesting on Ken Matthews the other day. He might be out of state. I don't know where he is, though. Is there a sign of life? I hope in his next press conference he holds a newspaper up with a date on it. Okay, good. He's all right. I mean, it's a strange time. I mean, how do you make light of this here? For 3 months, we've been under bondage and oppression. The fear-mongering is tangible. And what's even a bit more troubling to me is how willing people are in the public to be self-appointed do-gooders here to oppress us with their words. Where's your mask? Distance from me. I mean, come on. You're not the boss of me, really? Get off my back. Leave me alone. I'm an American here. And some of you served in Afghanistan and Iraq and Korea and in Latin America and the Central Asian republics there, Kyrgyzstan, another place where I got stuck for a week. That was not a fun place. Were you guys in Kyrgyzstan, Manus Air Base? No, you can have it, man. But we're overseas defending the American way of life and our basic freedoms. And to come home to this and see this, it's heartbreaking. For you that wore the uniform and family members that had those sacrifices, can you believe this? Can you believe this is happening in America? 3 months ago, I couldn't have predicted this. Not in my wildest dreams. You would think I'd be writing a science fiction novel here, 2nd Infantry Division in Korea. Could you imagine this on the DMZ holding the line on freedom here, and you come back to our country here and we have a governor who thinks he could rule over us like a monarch? I can't believe it. So what are we going to do about it? So Jerry, you're holding the line here, brother. It reminds me of that scene in the beginning of the movie Gladiator, you know, when, hold the line, as you're going around the flank of the enemy here. And we're doing is peacefully exercise our constitutional right, but it comes with great risk, and you know that. You're living in a shadow just around the corner here, the same barracks I dedicated last September. I can't believe that, I got a condescending note from PSP, and I hate to read this here, but their spokesman in Harrisburg wanted to correct me on a few things on my statements. Look, I'm no one special. I wore the uniform for 30 years. I love my country as you do. I'm no hero, but man, I served with heroes from across the state and nation, and even from around the world in NATO. And so, thank you for your service. And the spokesman in Harrisburg, this is not personal, I'm just relaying their position, that they'd be so blind to the reality. You noted in your comments, Senator Mastriano, that one of those troopers should have known better. Actually, all 3 should have known better. Because you take the oath, did you take an oath to the Constitution or Governor Wolf? Constitution. Against all enemies, foreign and? Thank you. And we're protected both by our beautiful state constitution, which even has stronger freedoms related in it than even the federal one. But here's what the PSP spokesperson told me. I'm not sure what you meant by should know better, but as a colonel in the Army, I would surmise that there were times when you had to pass down orders from above to those under you. Some of those orders may not have been popular, but were necessary to further the mission. And as such, you were expected those orders to be carried out. Blah, blah, blah. We talked about this before, my Air Force brother and sister over there. I thought back at 30 years of leading men and women from around the state, nation, and world, and not at one time were any of my orders unlawful, or at any time did any of them violate the Constitution. That's a huge difference. That's apples and oranges here. So as Rob rightly surmised, and thank you for doing the research on those fines that they had to justify from a legal standpoint. You said 1929? Yes. Can you believe it's like they're making crap up here. It's like almost, we'll just go through the books here and we'll find everyone guilty of something. We'll be guilty of something standing here too, probably from 1892 or something. And that we have to live in the shadow of such oppression here is repugnant to me, and it goes against anything. It flies in the face of anything America stands for. You think about the sacrifices across the centuries, the men and women who've laid their lives on the line here. So many died, and just down the road, of course, in Gettysburg, the epitome of the greatest battle, bloodiest battle in all of North America, and a sacrifice that went to preserve life and to make all men free. And we're in the shadow of giants. And now it's our turn to keep the republic. And as I like to remind people here, we're in Franklin County, so let's quote from our good Benjamin Franklin, of which our county is named after. As he was leaving the Constitutional Convention after 3 months of negotiating and hammering out the Constitution of the United States, he came out, and a Mrs. Powell was standing out there, and we surmised that he knew her personally. And she came up to him kind of curtly, said, "Well, Mr. Franklin, what do we have? A republic or a monarchy?" And he said, "A republic if you can keep it. A republic if you can keep it." It's not a democracy, it's a republic, representative government. So can we keep it? Will you keep it? We gotta keep it. As Ronald Reagan warned us in 1961, that if we don't do our part, I'm paraphrasing right now, if we don't do our part, we'll be that poor generation sitting on the porches with our children and grandchildren, telling them what it was once like to be free. And I reject that. I'm not gonna live in bondage any governor. He's not the king of the Potomac. He's not the king or monarch of Pennsylvania. He was elected, and he's gonna be held accountable for his breaches of our constitutional rights. There is no better or more important time in the history of our state that we stand together side by side in this fight for freedom. We have to stand firm. We have to defend our brothers and sisters when they're under assault. And Jerry, that's why we're here. That's why you have four members representing, about 2 million people in total amongst us or so, standing side by side with you and expressing, first off, our allegiance and solidarity with your right to life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. It's not the business of the governor to tell you whether you can be open or not. That's none of his business, and he needs to get out of our way. And the second thing here is we're asking all public servants, whether law enforcement or elected officials, to remember what you swore your oath to, what you swore your oath on. It's to the people, not to the governor. So this is our day and this is our time. And so now is our time to keep the republic. Let's stand side by side in this fight for freedom and finish this work, restore our freedoms for our children and our children's children. Thank you so much, and God bless you all.